Hi, everybody. It's Erica from In the Company of Cards. I couldn't resist coming on after watching a little bit of the news. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here a while, welcome back. I read Lenormand to, you know, help us figure out what the heck is going on in the world. And I just wanted, this is a brief video. I just wanted to come on uh, and give another look to the Epstein situation. So, um, as people have said, either Pam Bondi was lying before when she said that the file, the list was on her desk, or she's lying now when she says it didn't exist, it doesn't exist, it never existed. You can't have it both ways. Now, this is what comes of someone, a sycophant, who is so willing to fall on the sword every which way for her boss that she's kind of seemed to have gotten herself a little tangled up in the sword. Uh, Obviously, his name is in the file. If there's a list, his name is on the list, all of that. And I'm sure that he said to her, Pam, just make it go away. Make it go away. You know, like how kids will say, you can't see me when you can. We all see, we all know. But her job has been uh, deniability, to deny it. I told you yesterday that this is a tactic. If you say something four times, people will believe it, whether it's the truth or not. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, it could be with his people. So she has stayed the course, and now she's saying it never existed, it never happened, it never. Okay. Remember that we've got Cash Patel and whatever that guy's name is, Bonino, the second in command, over at the FBI. And remember that their big claim to fame was that they were going to get to the bottom of this Epstein thing. So now, for the Attorney General to say, what Epstein thing? Uh, it's a little difficult for Cash Patel and Benino to swallow. So apparently there was a meeting, and the people at the meeting were Cash Patel, Benino, the second in command, Bondi, and Susie Weil, who is the chief of staff. And turns out that Benino uh, got loud and clearly was angry and left the room in a huff, um, and is threatening to quit. um, I mean, it's funny to me. Uh, I'm curious. I mean, in a fight between Benino and Bondi, trust and believe Bondi will win that fight. So clearly, that's why he's mad. Stormed out, says he's going to quit. But this is a battle royal now between the FBI and the Attorney General's office, the Department of Justice. This is a problem for 47. In a lot of ways, a lot of his people have felt already kind of bamboozled. Like, I don't know, farmers who don't have farm workers anymore, for example, or, um, you know, people who didn't think it was going to be their abuela who was going to be deported and come to find out, surprise. So there are a lot of people feeling some type of way about 47. And remember what I always say, when it comes time to metaphorically, literally, however we do it, entertainment purposes only, storm Versailles or storm the Bastille, you will be surprised when you look to the left of you and to the right of you who's next to you. As I always say, it could be the CEO of a company that got told to eat the tariffs, who'll be with you on your side as you storm the Bastille. It could be that farmer who has crops rotting in his field and will make no profit, who might be on the other side of you, on your side, storming the Bastille. So who else could be there? Oh, I don't know. Maybe Cash Patel and Benino could be in front of you, ready to storm the Bastille. I don't know what these people thought. This is the thing, these voters. I mean, on the one hand, we have the pictures and the video and the words. We know that 47 and Epstein were like this. And that's no, I don't even have to say entertainment purposes only and allegedly, because we saw that with our eyes. We heard it with our ears. Okay, so there's that. We've also heard how from the FBI people that they were going to get to the bottom of it and find out who was on that list and who did what to who and how many times. So, how did they ever think that that was going to work out? Like, how did they think that that was going to work out when their golden king was at the top of the list? Like, what did they think? Now, I don't want to say anybody was stupid. I don't think that's productive. But I do think this is a question people are asking of themselves. Wait a minute. Was I stupid? Did I drink some Kool-Aid? So I think that we are starting to see the unraveling of the hem of this cloth. Uh, I really do think it's starting to fall apart. But for now, oh, so I saw a journalist, her name's Michelle Norris. She's great. And she had a great line. So I want to, give credit where credit is due because you know how I love language. And I thought this was great. She said that this incident is causing 47 to go from renegade to retrograde. Now, if you don't get that, I'll explain it. Renegade, people liked him because they thought he was a renegade. He was the outsider who was going to come and clear out the swamp. He was the one who's going to say things that normally aren't said and do things that are normally not done. He was going to be the power that spoke truth to power, the renegade, the one who goes against the grain. And what Michelle Norris said is he's gone from renegade to retrograde. And we know that retrograde means played out, over, past its expiration date, boomerish, all of that. I thought that was a great line that he's going from renegade to retrograde with his own people, and that means him no good. That cannot help him, given everything else that he's done. There's so many people who are saying that they're, including me, that they do not see him serving out his full term. I think that we are seeing the why of that in front of us right now. So, um, let's look. I'm going to let Spirit pick all the cards because I'm too excited to do it myself. I'm going to ask Spirit, what's going to be the fallout from this Epstein thing? I'm pretty sure Benino will be the one to go. I don't think that Pam will go instead of Benino. But will it be the case that 47 feels like he's got to get rid of Pam? And as I said yesterday, I don't know if that's a good idea. First of all, she knows where all the bodies are buried. You know what they say, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. If he wants to turn her into an enemy, I don't know. He might want to be careful about getting rid of her. Um, so there's that. And if he got rid of her, who's he going to replace her with? Who would be as loyal as she has been all these many years? So let's let Spirit pick all the cards and just see what there is to see. Okay. How will this Epstein thing shake out? Okay. So we have the ship, we have the child, we have that all important third card, center card. I didn't know what it was going to be. It turns out to be the garden, which stands for the people. We have the heart, and we have the older woman. So, I think moving forward, people will come to understand that they got taken, that they were, I'm going to say, I'm be nice about it and call it naive about who 47 is, what he's going to do for them, and uh, and how great everything is going to be. So I think they realize, ooh, maybe we, backed the wrong horse here. We fell in love. We fell under the spell of somebody who mesmerized us and took advantage of our naivete, our greed, our misogyny, our own racism, our xenophobia. He took advantage of that. And really, maybe what we should have done is gone for the other candidate, Kamala Harris. Water under the bridge, just saying. All right. So we pick this up again. So now moving forward, clarifiers are the mice, the star, and the fox. Moving forward, what will happen is people are going to feel really full of anxiety, worry, stress, embarrassment, because they will see very clearly as we move into the future that they got taken by the ultimate con man. Entertainment purposes only. I'm not going to say allegedly. I'm just going to say entertainment purposes only. People are going to realize they got taken. And nobody likes to think of themselves as being naive, right? Nobody likes to be told, I told you so. And I've said this before too. We want to be really careful about saying, I told you so to people, because obviously we did tell them so, but let them come to their own realizations. And then we need to be willing to say, well, welcome back to your senses. Or if you never had any, welcome to your senses in the first place and for the first time. And let's do this thing. So this naivete will make them feel, again, really bad, Snake. They will feel pain about this, that they got taken in by this huckster, and they will go another way. Now, another day, another time, we will look at what that way is. Because it's not like the Democrats are charting a very clear course in what they want. And I do not think Musk's party will amount to anything, but people will turn away from 47. He will have caused them too much pain, and the pain basically is about the fact that they allowed themselves to be taken in. Remember what he used to say? He said, "Oh, I love the uneducated voter." Of course. But you know what? No time like the present. Educate yourselves. In the center, we have the people. We're looking at this Epstein thing. Remember, that was the question. How will this affect things moving forward? So here's the people. Clarifiers are the mountain, the birds, and the stork. So here's people saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, no more forward movement. Wait a minute. We need to stop and reassess. Who is this guy that I voted for? What did he say to me versus what's actually going on? How did I get taken in? So people will pause at the foot of the mountain to reassess their choices, and they will talk about it. They will talk about it. And then we have the stork. I think this is meant for all of us. That again, this is the great unraveling beginning. You can't create new cloth until you've unraveled the old cloth. This is the story, stork is card for positive change. I think this is, the end of them and the beginning of something better. People waking up. Again, they have to be welcomed in. They cannot be, slapped. You idiot. What did we say? I mean, you want to come across like that, but you can't. You can't. It's very hard for the human mind to wrap itself around the idea that they were wrong about something, you know, that they followed the wrong advice or they let themselves be led by the nose. It's very hard. So people are coming to that realization. This is a good thing for the country as a whole. We have the heart. Remember this, I said before that they fell in love with him in this really naive way, thinking, I don't know what they were thinking, because he can't be the perpetrator and then the enforcer of justice on the same hand on the same crime. If he's at the top of the Epstein list, and he is, list or not, he is prominently in the file. How can he then um, bring people to justice around it? Because he'd have to be first in line. And people are saying, oh my God, why did we not realize we fell in love with the wrong guy? But now we're going vertically. So we have the heart. Clarifiers are the book, the scales, and the fish. This is the time when, if there are people who are vying for those votes, who want those voters, now is the time to figure out what your game plan is, because they don't know where to turn. They don't know what to believe, which side of the scale to go with, and there's a lot of emotion around this. So, what message can for example, progressive Democrats bring that will seem palatable to this bunch? What will Musk bring to the table that will be palatable to this bunch? I don't really think Musk brings much, frankly. But whoever wants these voters needs to think about how you can appeal to them. What emotional appeal can you make? This is the card for emotion. What practical appeal can you make to them? Yeah. How can we welcome them back into the fold? And then when I went horizontally, this stood for the Kamala Harris card. Oh, we should have picked her. Clarifiers are the house, the sun, and the tower. I think a lot of people are realizing that would have been better off with her as the head of government. They see that more clearly now. So I think what this spread is essentially showing us is what I keep saying. This is uh, things are falling apart in the best way. In the best way. I'm going to look at Pam Bondi again, just to give it a final look. Every time I've looked at her, I've seen her be okay. Um, Not fired, uh, even doing well after this administration is no longer in place, being on some board or something or series of boards where she makes a lot of money and lives happily ever after. But I also tell you that energy is mutable. And, you know, now the question is what I posed in the very beginning. She looks like she was either lying then or lying now. Which one is it? I forgot that I drew a three-card postscript for the question of how this Epstein thing was going to shake out. And so let me show you the three cards. Look who shows up. You know who shows up. The ring and the coffin. I think that, his idea to just repeat the same story, because that could be the ring, repeat the same story over and over and over again. Nothing to see here. There was no file. There was no list. There was nothing on that desk. I never met him. I never heard of the guy. Whatever will be his undoing. The more people hear him repeat that line, what will happen is not what he's used to. He's used to repeating lines until people believe them. But this is Pluto in Uranus, this is a different time. He will be brought down by this. That's what I think. Sometimes a coffin is just a coffin. Uh, I think people, I think people are really feeling hoodwinked. So let's look at Pam and just see how she does. Now, this time, that older woman card that we saw that was Kamala Harris before, that's going to be Pam Bondi. I know she's had all kinds of plastic surgery and looks, probably 20 years younger than she actually is. Good for you, Pam. Let's see whether the energy that I've always seen around her is the same or whether she herself is on um, less than solid ground. Okay, if you're looking for the older woman, that's going to be Pam Bondi. Yeah, I mean, uh, I think she's going to be fine. We have the sun, the house. Here's Bondi, the tree. This is the card for longevity. And then the ship. I think she'll be fine. I don't think she'll go to jail. I don't think she'll be fired. I don't think anything bad will happen to her. If she leaves the administration, it'll be her decision to leave and she'll go to something really lucrative. But I don't know. I think she's going to stay for the long haul. Where is he going to find somebody at this stage of things as loyal as she is to him? So she won't be punished. They'll let Patel go, they'll let Benino go. She'll be fine. That's what I think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. I just want to look at one more thing. So I said this was going to be quick, and it is. And that is Emile Bove. He is the guy who was on the president's uh, legal team, and he's now up for a lifetime appointment on the appellate court. I think it's the appellate court that's in charge of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and I want to say Delaware as well. But anyway, he's being questioned, he's going through his hearings, and he was asked if he would denounce the January 6th insurrection. And you know what? He was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So, interesting. Now remember, the Republicans have enough votes to get him through. Uh, will he get through? Will he get through? So we'll use the older man card for him. And we want to know, is he going to be confirmed to the appellate court? Even saying he had no problem with the January 6th insurrection. So we're looking for the older man. This time it stands for Emile Bove, who is, even as we speak, being grilled by Congress. Okay, so this is going to stand for Emile Bove. Okay, interesting. I really shuffled, and yet you see what comes out at the end there, those two cards that I just talked about in the postscript. But anyway, will he be confirmed? We have the book, the ship, here he is, the coffin, and the ring. I don't think so. I don't think he'll be confirmed. You've got all of these Republicans saying things now like, I didn't know that was in the bill. Oh, and wait a minute, that's in the bill too? I didn't know that was going to be in the bill. They look really bad. And with this Epstein thing, and with 47 looking like he's going to be a little bit on the ropes, uh, with Musk and his party that may or may not go through. This might be a really good time for some of those Republicans to sort of take an independent stand and say, yeah, no, we're not going to vote for Bove. I just think it would be another series of threads that start to come apart from this fabric that 47 has woven. So I don't think, did I read what we had? We have the book. So there's things about him that we don't know. Uh, this is him moving forward or not. He's in the middle, but here's the ship sailing towards this appellate judgeship. Oh, but then it hits a coffin. And, they may want to re-question him, like, are you sure you're not renouncing January 6th? Is there anything that else that you'd like to tell us? Whatever. Trying to save him? I don't think so. I think he will be rejected. That's what I think. We'll see. Either I'm right or I'm wrong. Whatever. Just a card reader, right? Um, so listen, thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and your many wonderful comments. You all are just so kind and so generous in your comments. I can't even tell you what it means to me. I won't be on tomorrow, but I do have a Sunday conversation that I have recorded, and it is with a reader who may be familiar to you, but who has not been on with me before. And I was delighted to have them on. We had a really good conversation. So please do tune in on Sunday for a Sunday conversation. And I'm going to enjoy my Saturday off. And I hope you all enjoy your weekend too. Get some rest. It's a big week next week with the King's March coming up, or protests coming up, and with more Epstein stuff yet to be uncovered. Promises to be a big week. Um, so get your rest, and I'll see you Sunday in the Sunday conversation, and then I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.